What is crack-a-lacking, my good people? Welcome back to another edition of Combat Corner. That's right. Powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showman, a.k.a. Rudy the Hammer, and I'm bringing it to you live, UFC 312 Down Under in Sydney, Australia. Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland for the middleweight championship. And Weili Zhang defends her belt against Tatiana Suarez. Did I just call her Weili Zhang? Holy crap. Her name is Zhang Weili. I have never been able to get that woman's name right. And you know what's funny about that? Is I heard Tatiana Suarez on an interview just 2 days ago, and she said the same damn thing. So I don't feel bad because I'm totally confused about what her name is because they put Zhang on the poster, and typically that would be your last name, not your first name. But hey, my apologies, Zhang Weili. For whatever reason, I've always thought her name was Weili Zhang because Zhang sounds like a last name than a first name. You know what I mean. And since Tatiana Suarez said the same damn thing, I guess I don't feel that bad. But wow, because they'll call her Zhang the entire fight, not Weili. So you know that, right? But UFC 312 tomorrow. Well, by the time I post this tonight, because it is damn near midnight Eastern Standard Time here in South Florida. I've been waiting for this card. I've really been waiting for this fight. I'll just keep it a buck. I've been waiting for this fight. If you are new to the channel, though, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Growing combat sports. I do a lot of BKFC stuff. Want to do more UFC stuff. I love the UFC. I love MMA. I love it. I love it. I love it. I will say it's at times the UFC has gotten a little bit diluted and it doesn't bring the same punch it used to. And BKFC brings that punch every week with their fights. But UFC 312, I've been waiting for this rematch. I gotta say it. I've been waiting for this rematch since their first fight. This rematch that happened immediately after their first fight. Because I thought Sean Strickland won. I thought Sean Strickland won, and I thought he clearly won. He doesn't get the win. Dricus du Plessis gets the win. And Dricus du Plessis, he earned the win. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and disrespect him and say that he didn't do what he needed to do to get the job done. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. No question about it. And I will say this. This one will be another really good fight. It will be a good fight again. And it will be a close fight. Unless someone gets a stoppage, it will be a close fight again. And if Strickland does get the win, it will set up a third fight. So Khamzat Chimaev will have to keep on waiting because if Strickland gets this W, they will have to fight again immediately. It has to be the next fight. I don't want to see. Let these guys get their trilogy done with, and then we can move on with the division because it should have been done immediately. Strickland took a fight. Du Plessis beats Israel Adesanya. He stops him in round 4. Thought he was controlling that fight. And then people, of course, thinking, Izzy made a huge comeback in round 3. And he was hurting DDP. No, he wasn't. Now, DDP has told you he was afraid of that fight. That fight scared him a little bit because, he pictured the old Izzy who could one-hitter quitter you like he did versus Alex Pereira. But let's be real. I really think that the Alex Pereira knockout for Izzy was more of an outlier than the norm because we haven't seen Izzy with a lot of one-hitter quitter stoppages, unlike that one. I mean, he's had some fights, a lot of fights where he's run around in circles and not really wanted to have that, that contact. But DDP got that win, and I was real happy about that for him because it really solidified him as champion. Especially because Sean Strickland dominated, Israel Adesanya like badly when they fought. But this fight I've been waiting for. I think this is another fight of styles and DDP's aggression and physicality. And Sean Strickland has to stay up. He's got to stay up. If he stays up, he wins this fight. If he stays up, he wins this fight. Now there are people that are questioning if he has a staph infection on his left arm. They see a mark here. The next day, it's a little bit less. People are wondering if he's been on antibiotics. Other people have said it's a boil. Look, man, he's here to fight. I don't give a shit. I don't care. If you're here to fight, I don't want to hear an excuse at the end that a boil or a staph infection caused you to not fight. Sean Strickland has cardio for days typically. So if you see a massive drop off where he's exhausted in 5 minutes, then yeah, it could be real. But you know what? You also could have just said, I can't take this fight right now. You could have done that. And no one would fault someone for backing out of a fight with a staph infection 10 days before a fight or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long it may have been. Again, I don't care. I think there are some things that Strickland needs to do differently. I think he needs to come forward more, be more aggressive. He really needs to bring the pressure to DDP because DDP gonna come out with them those overhands, those big overhands. Look for takedowns behind those big overhands. Very, very awkward angles. And realistically, Strickland has to be more aggressive. I really believe that. Especially where they're fighting. He in Australia. I know it's not where DDP's from, but it's closer to South Africa than it is to America. And Strickland has a history of saying some really fucked up shit. Amusing as hell to many people, and at times it's fucking hilarious. And he's a clown. But he does say some absolutely messed up stuff, and he has said some more crazy shit this week. There are people that don't like Strickland. I think Strickland's hilarious. I think Strickland owns who he is, and he knows who he is. There's no questioning what he is or who he is or how he is. He knows what he is. He's admitted who he is. And I think you should give him credit for doing that, while other people are so afraid to admit what they are and who they are and how they came up and where they come from. So I'll be real. This is going to be a matter of Strickland coming forward. If Strickland comes forward, he wins the fight. If he doesn't, he loses. That simple. It's that simple. If he's backing up, he loses this fight. If he's coming forward, he wins this fight. And I'm going to say that Strickland's going to come forward and he's going to get the job done. Co-main event, for which many people are calling the real main event. And I don't like that commentary because guess what? That main event's a badass main event, people. It's a badass fight. By the way, DDP is a minus 218 right now on the UFC's website, where Strickland's a plus 180. It's a pretty good value bet for Sean Strickland, to be quite honest. But Zhang Weili is defending her belt against Tatiana Suarez. My God, Tatiana Suarez. Holy Lord, how long ago was it that Tatiana Suarez was in the Ultimate Fighter and looked like a surefire future champion? But my God, Tatiana Suarez, 11-0. That woman has been unable to stay healthy. She is a dominating wrestler. Like, there's been no wrestler like her. None. Destroys the competition, just completely dominates. God, so it's been 9 years, man, since the Ultimate Fighter. 9 years, July of 16. And every fight is the same shit. Sub, decision, stoppage. She stopped Carla Esparza. She subbed out Alexa Grasso, the former champion, at 125. Mind you, Grasso fought her at 115. So at 115, Grasso was cutting major weight. But, bro, that's a big-time win. Esparza, Nina Ansarov, now Nina Nunes. Who else? Jessica Andrade. I mean, she's beaten 3 champions. She's beaten 3 champions. Will she make it a 4th? I don't know, man. I tell you what. There's one thing about Zhang Weili that we know is that she is going to fucking scrap. And I think this comes down to one thing. Can Tatiana Suarez take Zhang Weili down? She's going to try. She's not going to win this fight standing up. And I think it'll be really interesting to see if Zhang Weili goes and tries to take Tatiana Suarez down. That is the real question of the day. Because Zhang Weili is good at takedowns too. She can take people down. She can definitely take people down. So I mean, she has 11 knockouts, 8 submissions, 11 first-round finishes. I'll tell you this. I mean, her takedown defense is 50%, so it's hit and miss. But she's gonna throw a lot of shots, man. She's gonna throw shots. She hasn't fought since last April. I mean, she's gotten out with 4 wins in a row since losing to Rose Namajunas. But yeah, she's a tough ass woman, man, with a high motor. I don't know. I really don't know. And she is she the dog in this fight? She is the underdog. She is a plus 105 to Suarez minus 125. Holy Lord. She is the dog. Man. I think this comes down to 2 things. 1, takedown defense. If she stays standing, she's going to win. But also, Tatiana Suarez has never gone 5 in the UFC. She's gone 3. She's never gone 5. And she's also never fought anyone like uh Zhang Weili. She's never fought anyone like her. No one's like Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili's strong. Like strong. Have a hard time believing that she's just going to keep Zhang Weili on the ground. That's really what it comes down to. I have a hard time believing she can just hold her down. But that is the question on this fight. This fight, it's takedown defense, and does she have the gas tank to go 5? I'm going to go with the champion retaining her belt, giving Tatiana Suarez her first loss. It's going to be a good fight, though. I think it's going to be a good fight, but I'll tell you this. I don't think the fight goes the distance. I think Weili finishes this in 2 rounds. And for 2 rounds, it'll be a good fight, but I think she finishes her. She knocks her out. I call it a hunch. I had the same feeling with Merab Dvalishvili versus Nurmagomedov, whatever his name is. Nurmagomedov, and he retained. He wore his ass out, beat him in 5, was dominating by the end. And let's say it goes 5. Let's say it does go 5. I think it goes the same exact way. I think Weili gets through the tough time with Suarez when she's got a lot of energy, and in the last 3 just pours it on. That's what could also happen. But I think Weili's going to win this fight. You got Justin Tafa, Taliesin Teixeira. Going to be a scrap, heavyweight fight. Give me Teixeira, Jimmy Crute, Rodolfo Bellato. Bellato's the favorite. We got a couple of Brazilians here. Brazilians fighting guys from New Zealand and Australia. Jimmy Crute's a good fighter. Give me Bellato. I want to see the guys from Brazil coming and handle business. Jake Matthews and Francisco Prado. I like Jake Matthews. That's the main card. The overall card is nothing to go crazy about. It's very, very top heavy. Those 2 fights. The rest of the fights are like, whatever. I'm just being honest. Jack Jenkins will be a good fight with Gabriel Santos. I'm surprised that Santos is a minus 238 over Jack Jenkins. I think Jack Jenkins is a good value bet for this one. I'd probably go with Jenkins on here. But the rest of these fights, most people have never heard of these people. I don't know these guys all that well. Tom Nolan versus Vyacheslav Borshev, Wong Kong versus Bruno Brazil, Colby Thickness, Alexander Topuria. Is that Wilmore's brother? He's a big favorite. He's a minus 345-1. I guess that's his brother. I'm guessing. Probably is. Let's see here. Who else? Early prelims, Rong Zhu versus Cody Steele. There's one American. 2 Americans on this card. Jonathan Mikalev versus Kevin Jousset. And Quilan Salkild is a minus 625 versus Anshul Jubli. Yeah. So we'll see what happens here, folks. I love these. I love the 2 title fights. The rest of the fights, whatever. But definitely check out those title fights because they're worth it. Those will be 2 title fights worth the price of the card. At least to me, they are, because I've been waiting for that main event forever. Since they fought last. I want to see that. And I may be different than other people, but I love Sean Strickland. I just love his realness. It's funny. The people that hate it's funny the people that hate Sean Strickland love guys like Conor McGregor. Sean Strickland has never done anything to anybody as a UFC fighter. Never done anything to anybody. Maybe in his past life he was a piece of shit, but other than words, he's never done anything to anybody. He's not getting arrested. He's not having hit and runs. He's not beating up girlfriends. He's not doing any of that stuff. He's not getting caught accused of RAPEs over and over again. But those same people love John Jones. Those same people love Conor McGregor. Those same people love the big mouths. They love them all. They love them. They love them. Those 2 guys, they love them. They love them. How are they really any different? How is he different than they are? In fact, they're worse, if you ask me, for their behaviors. Because all Strickland does is say stupid shit on a mic to get you to react. I think he does it to get you to react more than anything. And you react, and you react, and you don't like it, but you react. And you're going to watch tomorrow because you're either going to want to watch him win or you're going to want to watch him get his ass. Tomorrow's fight has nothing to do with Dricus du Plessis. Has nothing to do with DDP. It has to do with Sean Strickland. If you watch it, it's because you're watching Sean Strickland to watch him win, or you're watching to watch him lose. It's one or the other. Let me know your thoughts on this card. What do you think? Love to hear what you got to say. Please be sure to like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell. This is Combat Corner. Robert, come on now, the podcast. Come on now.